Modern men are weaker not because society made them that way, but because they chose to live like quitters. They blame the economy, their parents, bad luck. But the truth is, they lack discipline, they lack guts, and they haven't heard enough to change. You want success but can't handle suffering. You want respect but live without discipline. You're not poor because you lack opportunity. You're poor because you don't deserve better. This video isn't for people who want comforting words. It's for those who want to wake the hell up. Every point, every sentence will hit you straight in the face. Your laziness, your lies, your weakness. Not to insult you, but to drag you out of your own mud. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and like if you're new here. It helps me keep bringing you more valuable content. None of us were born strong, but some become strong because they choose the hard path. And others, like you, choose ease, then wonder why they're going nowhere. Listen carefully. You're not weak because of fate. You're weak because you keep taking shortcuts. You avoid discomfort, then bitch about life being unfair. But the real injustice is you expecting the world to recognize someone who's never really suffered. You're not successful because you've never dared to step out of your cozy little cocoon. That place is warm, but no one grows in warmth. Strength is always forged in fire. You act like the world owes you something. It doesn't. No one owes you success, money, or recognition. This world doesn't run on your emotions. It runs on rules. The strong rise, the weak get left behind. Don't like it? Too bad. Truth doesn't care how you feel. You can blame the economy, society, your parents, education, whatever. But in the end, you still face one person in the mirror. The one who didn't do enough, didn't endure enough, didn't want it enough. Every time you reflect on your life, you'll see gaps. Times when you should have acted but chose to fold. You like the feeling of doing something. You watch motivational videos, you read books, write goals, post stories about your dreams. But when it's time to actually show up, when it costs you time, effort, and loneliness, you're not there. You hide, you're busy, you're tired, you're not ready, and you keep living in a loop of delay wrapped in excuses. The truth is, you don't need more time. You need less bullshit, less acting. You're not a victim. You're a product of easy choices. And every time you choose the easy way, you train yourself to quit. No one else, just you. Epictetus said, "Don't hope for events to happen as you want them to. Wish instead that they happen as they do, and you will be happy." The problem is, you don't live like that. You wish life were easier instead of wishing you were tougher. You wish people would go easy on you instead of learning to stomach the truth and move forward. You think you're trying, but effort isn't a feeling. It's a result. If you have no result, you didn't try hard enough. That's it. Don't pat yourself on the back just because you're tired. Tired doesn't mean effective. It just means you're weak. You're not used to doing hard things, and you need to retrain from the ground up. You can start anytime, but you have to start by accepting one truth. You are the reason you haven't made it. And if you've got the balls to swallow that truth whole, then maybe, just maybe, you'll have a shot at changing it. There's no shortcut. No one's coming to save you. No magic pill will let you escape the pain without going through it. And if you're still choosing ease, then don't bother asking why life is so hard on you. You already made that choice. Ever notice this? People who fail always have something in common. They keep telling themselves, "That's enough." That phrase might sound smart, but it's actually a death sentence for every ounce of ambition you have. You've got a job that covers the bills? Great, but that's the fastest way to get replaced. You've got a body that's okay? Awesome. Until illness shows up uninvited. You've got skills that are good enough? Good luck with that when AI and millions of others are outpacing you every single day. The real danger isn't failure. The real danger is when you get a small taste of success and stop. You feel fine. You start relaxing. You treat yourself to days off, Netflix binges, and 1,000 excuses. You think you're enjoying the reward, but really, you're slowly killing your drive with early satisfaction. People aren't broke because they can't dream big. They're broke because they stop fighting the moment they see a little progress. They think they've made it. But all they've done is step through the first damn door. And behind that door, hundreds of hills they'll never climb. Because they whispered to themselves, that's enough. You want to know who's going to leave you in the dust? The one who's still hungry. The guy who feels the fire even when he's full. The guy who's willing to sleep on the floor for a few more years to build something huge. The one who's okay being misunderstood, criticized, left out, so long as he doesn't quit. Success doesn't belong to people looking for comfort. It belongs to those who are chasing their limits. And if you're sitting there saying, but I've tried, sorry, that doesn't mean a damn thing. Tried? Compared to who? You work 8 hours and feel proud? Someone else is working 14. You hit the gym 3 times a week? Someone else hasn't skipped a single day in 3 years. You spent $100 on yourself? Someone else sold their car to learn a new skill. You're trying, but only within your safe zone. You've drawn your own invisible lines, too tired, too risky, too embarrassing. You've built those walls and then labeled them knowing your limits. That's not knowing your limits. That's self-sabotage. Stoicism never told you to compete with the world, but it damn sure never told you to sit around and be content when everything you have is built on an empty ego. Marcus Aurelius said, you were born to do something great. So why the hell are you still lying in bed? The real question isn't, have I tried? It's, have I gone so far that others have no choice but to respect me, and I have no room left for my own excuses? If the answer is no, then you're not enough, and you don't deserve it yet. Don't ask for another chance. Don't expect people to believe in you, make them incapable of ignoring you. Success is a wild dog. It doesn't come to the guy who begs with puppy eyes. It comes to the one who chases it with bloodied feet and eyes that don't blink. And if you're still feeling kind of satisfied, just remember that little voice inside you whispering, that's enough. That's the exact thing silently destroying your entire life. If this video made you think, hit like now. Comment below. How have you applied Stoicism in your life? Stoic success, unbreakable mindset, total control. You don't lack time. You're just burning it on worthless crap. That's the real problem. You say you're busy, but in reality, you're drowning in a pile of nonsense you've labeled life. You can recite every drama happening on social media, but you can't answer a simple question. What will actually make me more valuable in the next 6 months? You know who wore what today, who broke up with who, but you have no clue what you need to do tomorrow to break out of the mess you call your life. You think you're living, but really, you're just existing in a shallow puddle, where trivial, temporary distractions consume your entire mind space, pulling you away from anything that remotely matters. You've let yourself be manipulated by the cheapest drug on the planet, effortless entertainment. You spend hours scrolling, laughing at 7-second videos, convincing yourself, I'm just relaxing. No, you're slowly dying. A sweet, silent death with no way back. You don't see it because you still think you're young. But time doesn't give a damn about your age. It keeps moving. Every hour you waste on meaningless crap is an hour stolen from the stronger version of yourself. An hour you'll never get back. An hour your competition is using to level up, learn, and leave you in the dust. While you're still laughing at some meme you won't even remember in 2 minutes. Have you ever asked yourself how much of your life has been flushed down the drain on things that produce zero value? How many times have you delayed what matters just to chase some cheap dopamine hit? How many skills could you have mastered by now, but didn't, because you were waiting for motivation? How many times have you sat down to work or study only to open YouTube, TikTok, or Netflix and never come back? You think it's harmless, but here's the truth. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you're sending a message to your brain that progress doesn't matter. And once that becomes your default setting, you start breaking down and don't even know why. You feel lost, unmotivated, insecure, not because you suck, but because you've never focused long enough to be excellent at anything. Seneca once said, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." You want success? Look at your damn daily schedule. You don't need another self-help book. Just write down what you actually do in a day, and you'll understand why you're not getting anywhere. Because you're treating time like it's the cheapest thing in the world. You think making money is hard? No. Staying focused is harder. You think building muscle is hard? No. Sitting still without checking your phone is harder. You think learning a new skill takes effort? It does. But not as much effort as quitting all the cheap, addictive crap that's slowly killing your edge. And here's the brutal part. You know it. You know you're wasting your life, but you keep doing it because it's easy. It gives you the illusion of living without having to face the truth, that you're drifting without a purpose. The question isn't, how do I succeed? The question is, are you self-aware enough to stop before it's too late? Every day is a test. You either invest it in things that make you more valuable, or you burn it on stuff that makes you smaller, weaker, and easier to ignore. If you don't know where to start by cutting the meaningless crap. Start treating every minute like it's cash, because the truth is, time's more valuable than money. You can lose money and get it back. Lose time, and it's gone forever. The world doesn't need another distracted genius. It needs people who can sit the hell down, focus, and keep going until something real happens. So what's it gonna be? Are you that person? Or are you about to waste one more day on things that don't mean a damn thing? If you're looking for a smooth road to success, stop. That road doesn't exist. It never has. Anyone who tells you there's a way to succeed without blood, sweat, and tears, either they're selling something or they're lying to themselves. Success doesn't come from cozy coffee chats, sticky notes with motivational quotes, or sweet midnight dreams. It comes from those exact moments when you want to quit, but you grit your teeth and keep going anyway. If you want to be stronger, you have to suffer through weakness and training. If you want to be better, you have to push through the phase of being ignored, being wrong, and failing over and over again. If you want to be wealthier, you have to take risks, face loneliness, and sacrifice short-term pleasures for long-term gain. But most people avoid that pain. They can't handle discomfort. They're afraid of getting tired, afraid of being slower than others, afraid of being seen as weird. And because of that fear, they choose the comfortable, trendy, safe lifestyle. But the cost of comfort is a mediocre life they secretly hate but never admit to. You want more, but you're scared to pay the price. The issue isn't your potential, it's your pain threshold. The world isn't short on smart people. It's short on people willing to suffer long enough to see it through. Successful people aren't always the most talented. They're the ones stubborn enough to take the pain and not run from it. They know it won't be easy, and they accept that. They don't complain, they don't whine, they don't call their friends crying, begging for words of comfort. They shut up and get it done, step by brutal step, in silence. And then they end up with the things everyone else only dreams about. Enduring pain doesn't mean you torture yourself. It's the only way to forge a stronger version of you. You can't build muscle without tearing the old fibers. You can't grow up without being rejected, hurt, or dragged to rock bottom. You can't lead without ever taking the fall for failure. Every step forward comes with a scar. That's the rule. You want success? You better learn to walk on bleeding feet, not sit around praying for a velvet path. Here's a brutal truth. Pain doesn't go away if you avoid it. It just transforms into another kind of pain. Deeper, longer, harder to shake. It's the pain of being left behind, of watching others rise while you're stuck, of avoiding your own reflection, because deep down, you know you chose to live beneath your potential. Running from the pain of action is just choosing the invisible pain, the one that eats away at you every damn day while no one's watching. Stoicism never taught you to kill emotion. It teaches you to control it. Pain is a signal. It's a compass. It's not a place to run from. It's the place you're supposed to go. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, if something is the right thing to do, don't avoid it just because it's hard. That difficulty is exactly what makes it worth doing. Push through, and you don't just get results. You get pride. You become someone even you can respect. Success always comes at a price. No one gets it for free. And that price isn't money. It's not connections. It's not luck. The price is you. Your time, your sweat, Your sleepless nights, your silence. It's doing the things no one else sees. And when the results finally show up, they'll call you lucky. They won't realize your luck was built from the days they would have called insane. You don't need more inspiration. You need guts. You need a spine that doesn't fold. A mindset that doesn't ask, why me? But instead asks, how do I keep going? Because no pain is permanent. But quitting? That's forever. You've heard enough. Hell, you've heard too much. You've read hundreds of self-help books, watched thousands of motivational videos, listened to podcasts from successful people you'll never become. The problem isn't a lack of information. You've got more than enough. What you lack is action. Just one real moment of stepping out of your comfort zone and finally doing what you've known damn well you needed to do for a long time. You don't need another lesson. You don't need a new marketing strategy. You don't need to read one more book to feel inspired. You're using knowledge as a shield, a way to delay, a way to avoid facing your real fear, the fear of failure. You're not learning because you love growth. You're learning because you're afraid to do. And that cycle will keep repeating until one day you wake up old, realizing your life never actually started. No one's holding you back. There's no enemy but you. The barriers you keep pointing at are just mirrors of your own lack of discipline. You don't need the world to change so you can succeed. You need to stop waiting for everything to be perfect before you start. Because it never will be. There's no such thing as the right time. There's only now. And if you don't act now, you're choosing a life of mediocrity. You can keep sitting there, building some perfect version of yourself in your head. Smarter, stronger, more disciplined. But if you don't do anything, that version will stay locked in your imagination forever. And worse, with every passing day, you drift farther from it. No one magically becomes the person they want to be. They work for it. They act, they fail, they adjust, they persist. What about you? You repeat the same behaviors and expect a new outcome. That's not hope. That's delusion. You want to be remembered? Do something worth remembering. You want respect? Do something worth respecting. Nobody honors your intentions. Nobody cares about your plans. What people remember is action, results, and consistency. You could stay silent for a whole year and then do something massive. People will remember. But if you keep talking and never doing, you'll fade from their minds like a breeze skimming the surface of a lake. No one sees it. No one gives a damn. A forgettable life doesn't come from being terrible. It comes from never choosing to go all in. You do just enough not to get fired, live just enough not to starve, socialize just enough not to be alone. But that just enough is your prison. It keeps you locked in comfort, stuck in half-assed relationships, working a job you're not proud of, and trapped in a body you keep wishing you could change, but never had the guts to start. Marcus Aurelius once asked himself, when will you begin to value yourself and do what needs to be done? That's the question you should ask yourself every morning. And if you don't have an answer, then at the very least, you better have action. Do something, no matter how small, but do it. Not think, not talk, not write a status or fill another notebook. Just act. Action is the only cure for mediocrity. And if you don't feel motivated, then let fear be your fuel. Fear that you'll live like this forever, forgettable, unremarkable, with nothing to leave behind, and not a single moment to look back on with pride. So act, or keep living like a shadow of yourself. No one's coming to save you. Thank you for watching. Support this amazing community by subscribing and turning on notifications now. Hit like and share your experience in the comments to spread positive energy today. Together, we can inspire and uplift each other on this journey.